Driven with Amanda DeVoe.
A 3-year-old Mobile girl's birthday pictures capturing her love for Spider-Man, also capturing the hearts of thousands on social media. Now, she's a little shy and wanted to remain in character, so I spoke with her mother and eldest sister who shared the deeper meaning behind the costume and why they were driven to make her birthday wish come true. These pictures showing 3-year-old Demi Rose Jackson perched up on a building in downtown Mobile, dressed as the one and only Spider-Man and styling in her Afro puffs, are going viral on social media.
I can't believe Spider-Girl gonna be on TV, y'all.
Her professional photographer mother, Diamond,
Look at that one!
and had the vision to make Demi Rose's love for the Marvel character come to life, saying her daughter's obsession is fairly new.
We literally ran across maybe a Spider-Man book bag or a lunchbox in Target one night, and she just fell in love. And ever since then, when we see things, she is crazy about. I'm talking about to the point where she even has a love for spiders.
In true Peter Parker fashion, Demi Rose decided to remain in character and let her family do all the talking.
Can you tell me how much you like Spider-Man?
They say the toddler insisted on Spider-Man's actual costume and not some superhero-inspired dress.
So when I saw the costume, I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, you look so cute. Tell them, hey.
And it was that moment that she turned into Spider-Girl.
Get down and do your Spider-Man.
Her eldest daughter, Denver, helped hold Spider-Girl's string as she shot her web and says the 3-year-old can be a bit of a handful.
At home, she's active and she's always torturing us. She's very bad, but she's sweet.
The pictures have been shared on Facebook more than 75,000 times, also making its way to Instagram. Actors Viola Davis and Marvel's own Michael B. Jordan marveling at what many are calling black girl magic.
I think afros were always like kind of big, but like, you know, really like long ago it wasn't.
Diamond and Denver say most of that magic comes from Demi Rose's natural hair.
I think after the Spider-Man photo, it just made like a big difference and it inspired a lot of people.
I really want them to embrace their natural hair. I think it's important for them to love every part about themselves. And when I say them, I mean all 3 of my daughters. It's to the point where I even cut my hair to go natural so I could let them know if I can love myself like this, you can too.
Diamond hopes this moment continues to bring joy and inspire inclusion across the world.
My heart is full. I feel like with everything going on in the world, I think it's perfect for us to have a little superhero that we can believe in.
In the words of Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. Well, when you walk into an outdoor equipment store, any retail store for that matter, you typically just go in to talk to who you need to talk to, buy what you need to buy, and then leave. But there's a store in Daphne that's different from the rest, and a young lady named Dariah Sappington is the reason. Today we find out why she's driven to make a difference.
What issues are we having with the mower today?
The gas leaks out from underneath.
Dariah Sappington knows her stuff here at JBT Power.
JBT Power Service Department, how can I help you?
From answering phones
Thank you.
to answering
Right now, we're running about 3 to 4 days turnaround time.
customers' questions, she helps steer the ship in the service department at the lawn equipment store, never missing a day of work.
I wake up and I look forward to this job for that and for the customers that I get to assist every day.
Usually the first one there and the last one to leave, Dariah can tell you everything you need to know about different equipment, making sure each person who leaves the service desk is taken care of.
I have great customers. I really do love them.
But getting to this moment is something Dariah says took years.
When I was born, I weighed 2 pounds and 12 ounces.
The 23-year-old has cerebral palsy and hydrocephalus, which is a chronic condition where fluid builds up in the brain.
As a result of those conditions, I have had 9 surgeries throughout my life. My last surgery, thankfully, was when I was 13 years old, and I've been relatively healthy since then.
Because of those challenges, Dariah says finding a job was tough.
I would apply for jobs and never even receive a call back for an interview. Or when I was in certain programs to try to help achieve that goal, they just weren't really able to align with what my needs were. So I'm very grateful to have this opportunity every day.
The owner says no matter how frustrated or impatient some customers may get while waiting for these repairs, Dariah makes sure they leave with smiles on their faces.
I don't know how you could leave Dariah's counter without a smile on your face. I don't think that's possible.
From Google reviews to warm responses in person.
The best part is before you leave, she's always saying, "Have a blessed day."
It's a phrase Dariah says,
Hope you have a blessed day. Hope you have a blessed day. I hope you have a blessed day.
she got from her late mother.
She said it a lot growing up. I don't say that as a catchphrase, have a blessed day. When I say that to them, however I'm seeing them, I truly hope that they have a blessed day.
We underestimated her.
Owner Greg Wood says despite her disabilities, Dariah has exceeded his expectations.
We have to a lot of times tell her, "Dry, put that down. That's too big for you to, no, I got it. So I think that's what we found out is kind of eye-opening to us, is we thought, oh, we got to bring her in and protect her. We don't. I mean, she's capable of doing the work and actually doing a lot more than what we expect.
Despite some of the difficulties she may face on a daily basis, she remembers these words.
One of my favorite quotes is that every day may not be a good day, but there's something good in every day. Don't let your obstacles define you. Define your obstacles.
A lesson to us all that you never know someone's story until you talk to them. Dariah says despite being a self-proclaimed lover of all things girly, she has goals of continuing her career in the hardware industry. She already has taken several courses for certifications and looks forward to taking even more. It's a moment that still doesn't quite feel real to a 17-year-old dancer who will do something the Port City has never seen. She'll make history this weekend as Mobile Ballet's first lead black dancer in The Princess and the Frog. In this installment of Driven, we meet Victoria Blakely. Victoria Blakely is in her element. These twirls and spins come second nature.
Since I've been doing it for so long, it's just natural.
A natural since she was 2 years old. The Davidson High School senior is perfecting all her moves ahead of Mobile Ballet's production of The Princess and the Frog.
When the lights go down and the audience gets quiet, it's just like a big rush.
She'll make history as the ballet's first black lead dancer, starring as Princess Tiana.
Very excited. I didn't have any words to say, like my mouth was wide open when the cast list was outside on the board.
It was a perfect timing for me to cast her.
Artistic director Katia Garza handpicked Victoria for the role and understands this moment.
It makes me proud that I can change the life of somebody and maybe the life of a bunch of kids out there that are watching her dancing on stage.
Garza says her vision to bring the Disney movie to the Sanger Theater stage is 3 years in the making.
So I was trying to find a way to create something for the city that the city feels that is their own ballet.
The performance will have some Port City flair, with Victoria strolling through the streets of downtown Mobile to the tunes of a live band. So Victoria, you want to show us a move that you plan on doing this weekend?
You want to try?
I don't want to try, but this is just a taste of what audiences will see this weekend in Victoria's first lead role. A lead role, Victoria says, hasn't quite sunk in yet.
I feel like it's not going to hit me until the curtain opens on the first show, but I can't let that get into my head.
She hopes this moment inspires other young girls who look like her.
I feel like that this gives many younger girls a big confidence boost in the ballet world specifically. There will be many obstacles, but do not let that stand in your way. You will get past it.
2 local therapists are making history in Mobile this Black History Month. They're behind the first Black-owned, women-owned mental health center in the Port City. Today we find out why they're driven to erase the stigma of dealing with mental health in the Black community.
We actually are hoping to have the case management in the schools in a couple of months.
Afia Hooker and Joanna Johnson work every day to combat the stigma surrounding mental health.
people typically tell themselves, oh, I'll get over it, it's not that big of a deal, it's whatever, and they try to push through. But a lot of times what that does is it just puts a Band-Aid on and doesn't treat the problem. And so that's what therapy is it tries to not just put a Band-Aid on it, we try to get to the root of the issue.
The two therapists serve the Gulf Coast community through their newly opened mental health facility, Yin Yang Wellness Center.
When we were trying to come up with the name, we didn't want to grow or expand our personal businesses because those were just ours. We said, well, hey, what about Yin Yang? I mean, we're so different, but we're so alike, and we can put those two powers together, those differences together, to grow something bigger and stronger and better for the community.
When they opened the center last year, it made history as the first Black-owned, women-owned mental health center in Mobile.
When we decided to open the center and I found out that we were the first Black-owned mental health wellness center, it was kind of disappointing because it's 2021, but it was an honor as well to be able to provide those types of services.
The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says only 1 in 3 Black adults who need mental health care receive it. Experts also say Black people are more likely to be misdiagnosed. Johnson and Hooker joined forces last year and aimed to make the Black community feel more comfortable getting help.
As a Black woman myself, a lot of times it's very hard for me to be vulnerable with people, and so I can relate to a lot of my clients that come in would have those same issues.
You can go to someone else who doesn't look like you and receive help, but there is a level of comfortability and vulnerability that you can reach if you can just connect with that person and not have to explain certain things that they possibly didn't experience or didn't go through.
They've teamed up with other counselors and provide services ranging from individual, marriage, and group counseling to helping children work through their problems. They hope this journey of creating inclusiveness in the mental health field encourages others to live in their purpose as well.
If you have a desire, if you have a passion, if you feel like that's your purpose, it might be a lot of work and it might take a lot of internal work for yourself, but the reward is so much greater.
Hi, Mrs. Commonwealth. How are you doing today?
When Blacks are doing business,
So good to see you. Had a great weekend.
we can do it just as well.
Okay, and how may I help you today?
Black-owned banks are often known as pillars in the Black community.
Thank you so much for banking with Commonwealth, Mr. Johnson. Was there anything else I can do for you today?
Mobile-based Commonwealth National Bank, a fixture here in the Tolmanville neighborhood since 1976.
This is Black history. One, not just Black history, but Mobile history.
Sidney King is the bank's CEO.
Commonwealth is the only bank located in Mobile that is headquartered in Mobile. All of the other banks that are here are headquartered somewhere else.
Still on St. Stephen's Road in the same spot where it all started.
They were charged with raising $1 million of capital. So raising $1 million to open the bank. They went around everywhere they could. They had over 1,000 shareholders and they could only raise $750,000. In doing that, the government allowed them to open with that $750,000 in a trailer that was right here on the building, on the lot here.
Helping finance families and businesses other banks turn away.
You go back to the old days, they couldn't go to the bathroom in some of those banks.
The U.S. Census Bureau says Black families are rejected for credit at twice the rate for white applicants. King says that's why Black banks are needed.
It creates opportunities within those organizations. Plus, with the businesses, they want to keep some of these businesses, where, well, having a Black bank gives those businesses a better opportunity to grow and prosper because we better understand the uniqueness of our community.
I never had a problem over the last 40 or 50 years here.
It's the reason customers like Dan Nod still make it a point to bank here.
I understand we have other banks here in the city, but what better bank than your own bank, your own Black bank? I'm for supporting Black.
We often say, hey, come bank where one day your daughter can be president, and we have a little postcard showing a little African-American girl.
Patrick Cooper is one of the chairs of Commonwealth's board. He says the number of Black-owned banks across the country dwindled after they first opened, but he's seen some promise in recent years.
We've been very fortunate with this whole Black Lives Matter movement and the social justice movement, where we've had a number of larger banks who have committed to putting capital into our bank. We're probably better capitalized than we've ever been in the history of the bank.
Cooper says Commonwealth remains committed to helping Black-owned businesses thrive here in Mobile.
What we would really love to see and fun and see are some black businesses that can really develop and grow to be players in the city, because the stronger black businesses are in Mobile, the stronger our bank is going to be in Mobile.
With photojournalist Arnell Hamilton, I'm Amanda DeVoe, WKRG News 5.